There are some pretty funny videos of police officers dealing with people on lawnmowers.
How many times I gotta tell you you can't be driving down the road drinking on a lawnmower?
I'm just going down to the oyster shack, man. Come on.
I don't think that one's real, but nonetheless, stuff like that actually happens.
I got you.
Yeah, I will defend my brothers, I will defend the weak. I will pursue and fight evil so others may sleep. I am the sheepdog, protecting the night. Wolf hunters unite, bring it on. It's time to fight.
Hey guys, Mike the Cop. Came across this video of a firefighter from Indianapolis in his backyard in an apparent ongoing dispute with his neighbor, who in this video seems to take issue with some fencing that they're sharing, or one side of the fence or the other, the traditional neighbor dispute, and it ultimately turns violent with gunfire. So this video took me 2 watches to actually see why this ends up counting as self-defense. So give it a watch and see if you see it the first time or it has to be pointed out to you. So check it out.
How you doing today? And see you got the out.
So the first real question is, are there any states besides Indiana where there's drive-by shootings on riding lawnmowers? Second question is, why would somebody be mad at a firefighter? I thought everybody loved firefighters. But seriously, so in this video you see the neighbor back up, going backwards on his riding lawnmower, and at first to me it just looked like this off-duty firefighter grabs his gun and just starts plinking rounds off. When I watched it back through the second time, you do see what looks to be a revolver to me pulled out of this guy's waistband, and he's going to start pointing it at this firefighter. So actually, great job. He's carrying his weapon, and he was efficient with it. It got me to thinking, so the prosecutor's office basically didn't file any charges because of this video, because of the fact that it's blatantly self-defense. Just a little bit more background. I think there had been this ongoing dispute between these two. On this day, he's messing. You can see he's messing with the fencing, and then he starts. It's bleeped out, but it's like he's cursing at this guy's wife and just instigating problems. He gets on the riding lawnmower, starts to drive away, comes back, and then pulls the gun. I think from a self-defense standpoint, you guys should know by now, I fully support the Second Amendment. I think if you can legally carry a gun, you should, and you should do it as often as possible. Because I mean, who would ever think today in my backyard, my neighbor's going to ride by on a lawnmower and try to kill me? I would say weirder things have happened, but I think that is the weirder thing that happened. But I digress. There's a few things that I just want to point out real quick when it comes to this notion of self-defense, since the prosecutor didn't do charges on this guy and deemed it self-defense. First, again, if you can have a gun, carry it. Why wouldn't you? I can't think of any good reasons. Why not? Number 2, if you have a gun, train with it. I mean, this guy could have just been completely by gut instinct and nature a really good shot, effective under stress, but most people are not. Most people, like me, need to train. I don't think people who carry guns actually train enough. And they don't train the right ways. So train often and train the right ways. And the right way is you have to put your body and your mind under some form of stress in order to simulate the accelerated heart rate and the tunnel vision effect that can happen. All of those things that happen physiologically with your body when you're involved in a super stressful situation, you need to train for that so that you're effective. And that was my Windows notification. Another point to make is make sure it is truly self-defense. You're going to have to be in fear for your life or the life of someone else for this to be deemed self-defense. When it comes to deadly force, I mean, that's scrutinized at a pretty high level, pretty intense level. So make sure that's legit. This guy wasn't just like, hey, you touched my fence. Pow, pow, pow. That's not how it went down. And even if all that guy did was maybe he lifts up his shirt while he's scooting on by, cutting the blades of grass down, and shows off the gun, that's not enough to just start plugging this guy with whatever caliber pistol he had. Well, pistols don't have calibers. You get the point. Even this guy just saying, I'm going to shoot you and your wife, or I'm going to kill your family, that's not enough to just pull out your gun and shoot him in the face. Might be enough for me to jump the fence and kick him in a few places. Moral of the story is, don't listen to me. Listen to the objective information I'm giving you. Do as I say, not as I do. That's the way all cops are. It's gotta be self-defense. Clearly in this case, it is. Someone has to be posing that imminent threat to you with deadly force in order for you to meet or exceed that force. Keep that in mind, and that requires knowing your laws, knowing what those boundaries are, and training within those. Again, it goes back to proper training. Lastly, what I thought of when I watched this video is that cameras aren't always going to tell the whole story. This guy was lucky in a lot of ways that this video proved his story. It proved his side of things. The guy that got shot didn't die. So when he recovers, if he recovers, and they go to court over this, then there's two stories to tell. Who's going to be more convincing? Who do you believe? You would like to think that the truth is always going to come out cleanly and perfectly and without much problem. But this is real life we're talking about. I can imagine a situation in which if that camera was at just a little bit of a different angle, that we would have only saw the shots fired from the firefighter and never have seen the gun from the guy on the lawnmower. So this applies not only to just a situation like this. Think about that when it comes to like that law enforcement connection, when that viral video hits the internet or the news and it's showing an officer involved in a use of force situation, firearm or otherwise, and it's still only a limited perspective of the situation. So just keep that in mind when it comes to cameras and video footage. Some angles and some perspectives are going to be closer to the full comprehensive picture than others. But that's enough for now. If you have any crazy lawnmower stories, or crazy stories at all, feel free to drop them in the comments. You know that I love interacting with you guys as much as I can in there. I appreciate all your support. It's crazy times out there, so make sure you stay frosty. And I'm going to be focusing a lot on my YouTube channel. There's a lot of videos planned. Good day.